from This Old House magazine.
Oh, hi.
I'm calling to tell you that you have won the grand prize in the 2013 This Old House Read Review.
Oh, that's amazing. We did it. We did it.
Hi, we're Dustin and Stephanie Simpson from Eagle, Idaho. Welcome to our beautiful home. We've lived in this old church house, as we like to call it, for 3 years.
It was built in 1912, and they used it as a church for years and years. And then in 1929, they added onto it, added classrooms.
It was a school for the better part of 50 years, I think, until the mid-70s.
And then it became a preschool daycare for years until we got it.
The biggest thing we were worried about was just the practicality of the house. It was a daycare center. There were little tiny sinks for kids to wash their hands. There were little toilets. We kind of walked away from looking at it thinking, how could we make this work as a house?
My favorite part of the house is the kitchen. And when I look back on before pictures, oh my goodness. The kitchen ceiling was all just sagging, cracking lath and plaster.
We decided to cut holes for recessed lights, and lo and behold, it was old Douglas fir joists and the hardwood floor from upstairs. And once we found that, we thought, we've already got our wood ceiling. All we have to do is tear down the lath and plaster.
Talk about dust everywhere.
Now when people walk into the kitchen, it's a wow.
We love the kitchen floor. We found this 1940s house that had pulled up all their wood floor, so we decided to salvage this old wood floor.
We laid the wood floor first, and we stained the whole floor the lighter color. And once that dried, then we went back and drew a grid in pencil, taped off with painter's tape, all of the alternating squares. When we finally got to this room and decided to remodel it, same thing, lath and plaster all over the walls. And that's when we decided to go with 1/2-inch MDF boards and cottage lap siding. And so we began the task of covering all the walls 12 feet high. It took a lot of nails, a lot of spackle, and a lot of paint. And it ended up being considerably cheaper than texturing it. We were fortunate enough to find these doors on Craigslist. The Idaho State Capitol building went through an extensive renovation. And when they did, they took out all of these old mahogany doors with the old windows. Actually, when we got these, it still had the person's name stenciled on the window. You always hear the old stories about, oh, I took the carpet out and there was this beautiful wood floor, and that was the case. But we had to get through the glue that they had used to glue it down. And so we had to be very careful with that, and then came in the heat guns and the scrapers. We were so glad that we did, because there's so much variation and so much character.
It may be very unique to people that we have a stage, but I love it because it has so much history. It's always been used for preaching and for singing in the church and in the school. We continue that tradition, and it's great to be able to use it, open it up to the community.
We moved into this as an adventure, as a project. We just thought we're just gonna go and live in this and fix it up as we go. The longer we live here, the more comfortable we feel, and we can't see going anywhere else.
Oh, after all this hard work, it's so nice to be recognized, and we are just thrilled.